This one storytelling mistake could be killing your YouTube channel. And after spending the last year reading storytelling books and studying the best storytellers on YouTube, I'll be revealing the silent mistake that's turning your viewers away, a real example so you'll never make it again, and the easy fix to turn this mistake into your secret weapon. That way, your YouTube videos can go from 0 views to thousands of views overnight without you needing to spend hours editing every single second for attention. But first, what's the common storytelling mistake that is killing your watch time? Well, I see this one on YouTube time and time again, and every time you do it, a chunk of your viewers will drop off, leaving you with that dreaded downward retention curve. But here's the good news. The solution is simple. So simple that even your grandma could do it. But to explain what this mistake is, I want you to imagine that you're packing for a week-long camping trip with your friends. You toss in a few jackets, a bunch of snacks, and even a few books. But as the pile grows, it's clear that you're not going to be able to fit everything into your bag. So you start sorting through what you really need. 1 jacket instead of 3, enough food for the trip, but not a whole kitchen's worth. And you decide to maybe save the books for another time. Because let's be real, you're not actually gonna read those books. Now, instead of being bogged down, your backpack is light, and only filled with the essential stuff that you need to make the trip fun. And the same principle applies to the stories in your YouTube scripts. Every unnecessary detail is extra weight that slows down your story and just confuses your viewers. But when you focus on just the essentials, your story flows, your viewers stick around, and your views go up. But it's easy for me to just sit here and tell you to cut the extra fluff. So how do we actually do it, and what should you specifically be looking to cut? Well, let's look at some examples to help this concept stick better. Let's start by looking at a bad version of the story. It was late on Friday and I'd just gotten home after a rough day. I'd spilled coffee on my shirt that morning, missed the bus, and had to call my mom about her dog's vet appointment. I was starving, so I opened the fridge and saw last night's pizza still in there, even though I'd been planning to throw it out. Then I noticed a crack in the back door. I thought, maybe I'd just forgotten to lock it. Whatever. I shut it and start heating up the pizza. Then I heard a creak upstairs. At first, I figured it was nothing. The house is old and I was tired, so I glanced towards the stairs, my eyes playing tricks on me. But then I thought I saw a shadow move. My pulse quickened as I stood frozen, trying to remember if I'd left any windows open. That's when I heard a faint whisper and it hit me. I wasn't alone. At first glance, the story seems okay. It has a setting, a character, and even a bit of suspense. But if you look closer, there's a problem because there's all these little extra details that don't really add anything to the story. They don't drive it forward. They just kind of slow things down. This is the storytelling mistake that causes you to lose viewers and causes your retention curves to slowly dip down like this. Now here's an improved and more simplified version. It was late and I was exhausted when I got home. As I stepped into the kitchen, I noticed a crack in the back door. Strange, I thought, but I locked it and moved on. Then as I headed down the hallway, I heard a faint creak from upstairs. My heart started pounding. I froze, feeling a chill as I scanned the shadows. Suddenly, I saw a shadow move near the stairs and a chill ran down my spine. As I realized then, I wasn't alone in my own house. Notice how this version is much shorter and still keeps the same suspense. That's the difference between a story that kills your attention and one that keeps viewers watching. Now let's dive into the lines we removed and the reasons why we did it. But before we do that, if you struggle to get views and grow your YouTube channel, make content without wasting 30+ hours on every video, and struggle with standing out in the sea of copy and paste AI videos, then I might have the solution that you're looking for. If you want to effortlessly reach 1,000 subscribers in 3 to 6 months, then click the first link in the description to learn more. But back to our comparison of the good story versus the bad story. And here are some of the parts I removed and why. Sentence 1.
I'd spilled coffee on my shirt that morning, missed the bus, and had to call my mom about her dog's vet appointment.
Why it's irrelevant. These details about a rough day add no suspense and distract from the main plot. Sentence 2.
I opened the fridge and saw last night's pizza still in there, even though I'd been planning to throw it out.
Why it's irrelevant. The condition of the pizza and plans to toss it out don't add anything to the story and break the flow. Sentence 3.
The house is old and I was tired.
Why it's irrelevant. This detail does not contribute to the sense of danger and instead slows down the action. So hopefully that example helps you understand the concept more easily. But to make things even easier to follow, here's a simple 4-step system you can follow to write high retention stories that keeps your viewers coming back for more. Step 1. Choose one core message and stick to it. Decide the main takeaway you want your viewers to remember. Every detail should build towards this message, nothing else. For example, in our example story, the core message was about feeling unsafe at home, so we made sure to focus only on the details that built suspense around that. Step 2, set the scene, show the conflict, attempted solution, and the result. Hook viewers quickly by setting up the situation in 1 to 2 sentences, then show the conflict followed by any attempts to fix it, and the result. For example, in our story, we set the scene
with "It was late and I was exhausted when I got home."
The conflict was the strange crack in the door, the attempted solution was locking it, and the result was hearing noises upstairs. Step 3, cut ruthlessly. For each detail, ask, does this add to the story? If not, cut it. For example, we remove distractions like the coffee spill and the vet appointment. Step 4, wrap up with impact. Finish with one line that drives your message home and sticks with the viewers. For example, we ended with,
"I realized right then I wasn't alone in my own house."
Now earlier I mentioned how irrelevant details can slow down your story and hurt your watch time. But even if you manage to trim your story down to the essentials, if your viewers don't feel any emotion, then your video will still suck. So check out this video next to learn the new storytelling style that your audience wants.